Welterweight Championships. Brought to you by Frank Horn on behalf of Queensberry, along with their great sponsors, 32 Red and Unibet. It is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control, steward in charge Robin Smith, along with the International Boxing Federation. President Daryl Peoples, Supervisor Tony Taveri. CBC Supervisor is Steve Hiscock. Timekeeper is Andrew East. Our 3 judges assigned, all from England, will be Steve Gray, Victor Laughlin, and Kevin Parker. Our referee in charge will be Howard Foster of England. Introducing to you first the challenger, fighting tonight out of the red corner. He comes to the ring wearing black with white and weighed in officially at 10 stone 5 pounds. Hailing from Derbyshire, England, he has a professional record of 12 wins, 2 defeats, with 3 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the former 2-weight English champion, Horrible Harry Scarf. And his opponent across the ring, he is the defending champion, fighting tonight out of the blue corner. He comes to the ring wearing purple with gray and weighed in officially at 10 stone 6 pounds. Hailing from Nottingham, England, he is undefeated with 19 wins. 7 of his 19 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the reigning and defending British, Commonwealth, and IBF European welterweight champion, Echo the Engine Asuma.
Hey fellas, spoke to you both in the dressing room. We both know expect, keep it clean, break straight away when told. Both you watch your heads in close. Good luck to you both. Touch gloves. Good luck, lads.
As he was on the night in this arena when Carl Froch beat George Groves. It was intense at the weigh-in yesterday. Scarf doing all he could to get under Esserman's skin, who was as calm and collected as always. There was friction between the 2 camps as well, and the supporters who were in there with them. It's a fight that goes much deeper than these 2 in there tonight. Esserman says Scarf's annoyed him. The challenger's convinced he's got the champion rattled, and now, Steve, we will find out.
And we will find out, and it's a whole case of whether everybody in the Scarf business could get under Esserman's skin. Because a calm and relaxed and controlled Echo Esserman, he wins this. Esserman loses his cool, it's a harder fight.
It's the first Nottingham Derby title fight since Carl Froch, who I mentioned, fought Damon Haig 19 years ago. Esserman, who's unbeaten in 19 fights, very good technician, hard to pin down, a very good boxer. Harry Scarf looking to unload here in the first round. There is a feeling that Esserman might just want to change his tactic tonight a little bit, maybe take the fight to Scarf and maybe try and prove a point in there.
Well, I think Esserman's been a guy, I use him as my classic under-the-radar guy. This is his 6th British title fight, his 5th defence, Fletch. Very few people know him, he should be better known. Perhaps he maybe needs to just be involved in something like a thriller.
Scarf's the bigger man at 6'1". He's lost twice. He's fighting his first 12-rounder tonight, challenging for his first British title. And he is tall and rangy for a welterweight, isn't he? At 6'1", he's a very different build to Esserman, the champion.
Yeah, both of those defeats were upper weight and light were against big light middleweights. Troy Williamson, who's a really big light middleweight, and Fowler.
Scarf certainly made the point here of trying to start fast. That's a really good long right hand though by Esserman that got through and just snapped the head of the challenger back. He's known as the engine, Echo Esserman, because he fights at this pace for 12 rounds. He's got a wonderful stamina about him. And it's going to be interesting if this fight does go deep, whether Scarf can go with him. Good body work from Esserman here in the first round.
Because Esserman will be there, landing those body shots, switching to head, People tend to think that Esserman's not a puncher, not a banger. He hits hard enough and keep getting hit by a man like him, a solid man.
His camp were telling me about an hour or so ago that he's much more calm tonight backstage than he was when he fought Chris Congo, which was a majority decision victory for him. A tough night at the office for him, but he's closing in on a world title fight. If he does come through tonight, then he might just put himself into that conversation. But before all of that, he's got to get through a very determined man in horrible Harry Scarf.
And he is determined, Scarf, and he's doing the right thing in making it ugly as possible, making it as ugly as possible. But there's a lot of rounds to make it ugly.
20 seconds to go in the first round. This one scheduled for 12. Esserman working to the body and then doubling up to the head as well. First time we've seen Scarf just having his hands held high, peeking out behind the guard. Swinging wildly with the left hand right at the end of this first round. And there's the bell. Welcome back to Manchester. There's Zach Parker, another Derby connection. Sam's Harry Scarf from Derby, and that's the city that Zach Parker fights out of as well. Tight first round, Steve. How did you see it?
I thought I just gave that to Echo as an argument for giving it to Scarf. I don't do 10 rounds, Fletch. I've got to decide and go one way or the other.
Well, they come for the second round then. The size difference between them is quite stark. I mean, he's known as a bit of a spoiler, isn't he, Scarf? Whether he can do that tonight, we'll wait and see. Esserman, this good technician, happy to box behind the jab and vary his work in there. Esserman landing a solid shot in there, the right hook, and he tried to follow it up with a hook come uppercut as well, straight off the back of it.
He's a lot more aggressive than normal, Echo Esserman. Fletch, I'm not saying they've got inside his head, but he's a lot more aggressive than normal.
Privately, he's been telling people that he'd really like the stoppage tonight. That's the way that he's come out here. More aggressive, as Steve says, in the early stages of fights than we're used to seeing. Plenty of verbal in the build-up, as you'd expect, with a local rivalry between the fighters and the trainers. They've sparred before. Of course, the stories of those spars are conflicting. Scarf's been saying that Esserman's avoided him. Esserman says he intends to be more physical tonight, and there is this tremendous amount of inter-city pride on the line, not just in the ring but in the arena as well. When you mix in the Forest fans, the Derby fans, the Stoke fans, with Nathan Heaney later, it's quite a mix in here.
It's a night of celebration for the East Midlands. I'm pulling Stoke into that one slightly. Geographically challenged, but hey, I'm doing it, Fletch.
Esserman landing the better punches here in the second round, the better work coming from the champion. Scarf at the moment finding it difficult to pin him down. Good long shot from Esserman that found the chin.
It was a good shot. It's been fought at a furious pace, this, Fletch, and this is, this is Echo. This is the engine's territory. Fast fight, first bell to last bell.
Looks really confident, Esserman, as well, doesn't he? In his body language, he's up on his toes, he's bouncing around, picking his shots. He's settled in really quickly here.
He settled in really quickly because he's got something to prove here. As you say, these two cities are separated by just a small stretch of road. There's an awful lot of pride at stake in this ring.
He's separated by the A52, which is now called Brian Clough Way. Scarf looking to let his punches go for the first time in this second round, and his supporters in the arena just lifted by that. Esserman digging to the body. Right hook from Esserman. I think the big difference between the two of them to this point, Steve, is that Esserman is much more elusive in there from Scarf. He's a lot easier to hit, it would appear.
He's a lot more mobile in this fight than normal Eshelman. He's fighting a really fluid, entertaining fight.
In the same spot where you're always getting. Listen, think about your defence, yeah? After you do your work, defence, yeah? Because you know he's going to throw back straight away, yeah? Don't score points and make him get one back, yeah? Good round still, keep targeting his body. Bring that uppercut into play now, yeah?
Yeah.
How you feeling? Beautiful, keep working off that jab, bring that uppercut into play.
The Eshelman corner in there, looking to bring the uppercut into play. That seemed to be the message that was coming from then Clifton Mitchell doing the talking in Scarf's corner.
Clifton telling him, listen, they're not even hitting him with shots, they're silly shots. But he's marked up. It's quite a grueling fight. Look at the state of his neck there. It looks like he's been grabbed. It looks like he's been with a Greco-Roman wrestler for 5 minutes on a mat. This is a hard, grueling fight. It's going to get harder and even more grueling.
Eshelman can be patient in there. He's gone the distance in his last 3 fights. He knows the 12 rounds are comfortable for him. Scarf's been 10 rounds 4 times, but never the 12. And he's taken a couple of meaty shots there on the chin to start the round. A couple of body shots were good as well. Eshelman happy to let his hands go with Scarf on the ropes.
Scarf smiling, but I think Scarf was caught and hurt once or twice now.
With a fast start this from Echo Eshelman, the defending British, Commonwealth and IBF European welterweight champion. He's been nice and aggressive from the opening bell, coming forward, throwing punches and looking to try and get Scarf out of there.
And it is personal and it's got that feel to it, and that's what's going to make it a good fight. That's what's going to make it a more entertaining fight than it maybe would have been.
Neither of them are renowned knockout artists. 7 stoppages in 19 fights for Eshelman, just the 3 in the 12 wins for Harry Scarf. Eshelman 4 years older at 34.
When Scar's leading with the jab, he's leading it just a bit too far, and it's allowing Echo to try and set up a counter.
Every success that Scarf has is being cheered on by his supporters inside Manchester Arena. Just over a minute to go in the third. Howard Foster stepping in between them. He's got quite a significant reach advantage, Harry Scarf, just based on the physical advantages that he has, but the jab's not been a factor really to this point.
He's got the advantage, he's surrendering them by throwing shots too low and allowing himself to get too close. That's what he is, even though he's tall for a light middle, he's tall for a welter. He doesn't use that length and that distance and that height to his advantage, Fletch.
Into the final 30 seconds of the third. Both of them looking to win the exchange on the inside. Scarf having to punch his way off the ropes there. And there's the bell to end the third.
As soon as you come on, you can whip that hook off. Yeah. You can whip that hook off. Have a look for it. Suck it up. Come on, suck it up. Suck it up. Suck it up. Suck it up. Good. Right. So listen, whip them hooks round. As soon as you're there, you can just whip them round. It's there. His hands are down. You will catch it. Yeah, that's a shot. Boom. You caught him already with one. You know what I'm saying to you? He knows he's in a fight now, aren't we? Understand? Take it easy. Kick your legs out. Nice and steady. Kick him out. Keep faking him up. Whipping him. All right?
Official giving out the instructions to Harry Scarf.
Beautiful.
Wanted him to let his punches go. That was the main message, Steve, between rounds when he's there, Esserman. He wants Scarf to let his hands go, not wait too long.
Well, and that's probably best, because if he doesn't throw something when Esserman's close, Esserman's going to keep whacking away to the body and bringing over the left hook. He's got to work when Scarf's in front of him.
Esserman's the man with the experience. His last 5 fights have been for the British and Commonwealth titles. He's already won a Lonsdale belt outright. Last time we saw him, he beat Chris Congo by the majority decision in January. And he needed a strong finish in that one to make sure. Clifton Mitchell was saying in the build-up that Scarf's been sparring 4-minute rounds with different sparring partners in preparation for tonight. No surprise really, because stamina at some stage tonight against Esserman will have to be a factor.
Absolutely, because you know when you're fighting Esserman, you know what he's going to do. He's going to stand in front of you. He's not going to make too many mistakes. He's got a good chin, and he's going to keep on hitting and working away. It's that simple.
Scarf this time working behind the jab and having a bit of success in doing it.
Creating a bit of space for it, let his hands go.
Haven't seen him do that very much at all to this stage. We're into the 4th. Scarf's last loss was against Troy Williamson on short notice at York Hall back in 2020. A fight some people thought that he'd won. He's beaten Jack Flatley, lost on points to Anthony Fowler. Trying to win some belts in there tonight against Echo Esserman. I wonder whether he might just change the tactics a little bit now. He's had that success behind the jab.
And try and keep it long. Well, it might not be down to him. It might be down to if Echo allows him to create that bit of space. Echo's game is to get close and let his hands go, which is what he's doing here.
Esserman's been the better of the two on the inside to this stage.
But in the first 2 rounds, Echo was reading the jab as well and letting his right hand go over the top of it. He obviously doesn't want to create that space. He wants to get close and work from close range, up and down.
Two men who haven't been too far away from each other since the opening bell. 40 seconds to go in the 4th. Esserman from Nottingham, Scarf from Derby. City rivals with belts on the line here in Manchester.
It's a very hard fight, Vet. It's a very grueling and physical fight.
Feels like a fight that Scarf's growing into as well.
Listen, I think Scarf's nicked this round, and I think he nicked the 3rd round. I do.
Well, there's the bell. A fight that's boiling up nicely here. After this, we'll see Solomon Dakers defend his English heavyweight title against Michael Webster, and he's speaking to Becky Ives. He's up next tonight, Steve, Solomon Dakers.
I'm a big fan of Solomon Dakers. I saw him have a 9-minute war with Daniel Dubois back in about 2016. It was so brutal. I watched it through my fingers. He narrowly lost. We all know about Dubois. We don't know about Solomon Dakers. He might just be the biggest secret in British heavyweight boxing.
We'll start to unwrap that secret. That's Steve's card to this stage. All tied. First 2 rounds for Esserman. Rounds 3 and 4 to Harry Scarf. 38 points apiece after 4 rounds. Unofficial, of course, the judges for this one: Steve Gray, Victor Loughlin and Kevin Parker. 5th round scheduled for 12 between Echo Esserman and Harry Scarf for the British Commonwealth and IBF European titles here in Manchester. It's going to be interesting in this round to see how Esserman responds after 2 relatively strong rounds from the challenger, Steve.
Absolutely. I mean, the first 2 rounds wasn't a lot in it, but I thought those last 2 rounds are fairly clear for Scarf. And what's more, it seems like Scarf knew what he was doing, was enjoying it.
Starting to find more and more success with the long punches
And so he should flex. Got his height advantage and reach advantage.
Well, that's a push. Painful landing potentially as well for Harry Scarf. Howard Foster tells him to get back to his feet. Nothing more than that. Ticking off for the champion.
There's a bit of a ticking off. Let's have a listen here.
Okay. Both as bad for wrestling. You're both as bad for wrestling. You're holding. I'm telling you to stop holding. This is why I'm stopping. I know. I've just told him. Okay. You all right?
You're both as bad as each other.
For wrestling. You're both bad wrestlers. Stop wrestling now.
Scarf tried to catch him cold coming in there. Esserman. Good work again from the challenger Scarf when he boxes at range like this and lets the punches go with that bit of distance between them. It's awkward for Esserman.
And it's when he's loose, and he's not just letting him go at distance. He's letting him go nice and loose. That's what's causing Echo the problems. It's the movement that's doing him as much as the distance and the length.
It's a close fight to this point. Moving towards the halfway stage of the 5th round. Esserman looking to get Scarf on the ropes. When he gets close, this is where he does his best work. Looking to mix up his work to head and body when he gets in close range like that, Esserman. When it gets ugly like that, seems to favour the champion.
Or the champion. He's got an elbow, he's got a shoulder, and he's got 2 fists, and he uses all of them. As a great elbow went in there from Scarf.
Absolutely. That was like the WWE when that one went through.
That was a beauty.
Was it on the blind side of Howard Foster?
I doubt it. Everyone else saw it.
Yeah, well, it was right above our commentary position. That's why we were there. Steve Bunce was leaning backwards at one point. Final minute of the 5th. No love lost in there between 2 men determined to come out on top in this one tonight. They've got city pride on the line as well.
And they're fighting like there's A, city pride, and B, a clash of styles. And it's the clash of styles that's gelling, which is really good.
Making for a good fight. Esserman landing with a couple of jabs. Then when he gets in close like this, Scarf's keen to try and tie him up. Esserman wants to wrestle, throw punches on the inside, throws Scarf around, and he lands a couple in there. They went back to the body, right in Scarf's corner this. Final few seconds of the 5th round. Esserman looking to finish the round strongly.
And he's doing the right thing, Echo. He's pushing him back with a jab rather than walking in and being picked up. Hard round now, hard round.
Everybody get on your feet. You make me nervous when you're in your seat. Take off your shoes and pat your feet. We're doing a dance that can't be beat.
Bye-bye, cough.
Later chest congestion. Hello, 12 hours of relief.
12 hours? Not coughing? Hashtag still not coughing?
Mucin XDM gives you 12 hours of relief from chest congestion and any type of cough, day or night. Mucin XD.
Where it's turning into a good one between Echo Esserman and Harry Scarf. That's where it got all untidy, and Scarf ended up on the canvas.
10 seconds.
I think this is the forearm that you were speaking about, Steve. I think we saw Lionel Messi throw one of those in the week.
We did. That was a beautiful shot, because what he does, Scarf, is he pushes Echo's head back with his head, then brings the left elbow into play.
6th round of 12. Esserman, the champion in the purple, the black trunks for Harry Scarf of Derby. Scarf, who, by Steve Bunce's card, lost the first couple of rounds, but he's come on strong in the last 3. Esserman looking to apply the pressure. He's the pressure fighter in there. He wants it nice and close. He wants it nice and tight. He wants to be stood right in front of the challenger.
And if he can throw the jab, or a couple of jabs, they're like distraction jabs, a word I'm favouring tonight. It pushes Harry Scarf back. Harry can't do anything. And then he gets close, then he lets his hands go from close.
He's more compact, isn't he, Esserman? It's easy to get the punches away when they're in close. Those big long levers of Scarf need a bit of room to work in.
And that's why Clifton was saying to him, just take a step back and throw shots over the top when he's close. You can't compete with him close. Echo's too compact.
Scarf landing the uppercut as Esserman came in. For all the bravado in the build-up, I certainly think it took Scarf a couple of rounds to get a bit of self-belief into him.
I do too, but I think also in those first couple of rounds, Echo was a bit of a buzzsaw. And Clifton, for all of his bravado in the corner, he would have said, listen, don't go too crazy in the first 2 rounds. Just breathe into this slowly.
Halfway through the 6th. Wild swing from Scarf, easily spotted by Esserman. Esserman lands a good short, sharp left hook in there. Just faked to throw the right, and then threw that short, sharp left that Scarf didn't see coming.
And he made a mistake, Scarf. He switched it to orthodox, left his feet in the position, so therefore he was closer, and that's why it connected.
Scarf popping out the jab. He's the man with the reach advantage, the taller man in there.
Fletcher, Scarf feeling this a little bit, or has he just slowed it down intentionally to grab a breather?
I think that's a good right hand from Scarf. That might be your answer. I think it's going to be in his mind that he's got to pace himself against Esserman because he knows about his engine. I mean, that's not a cliche based on the nickname, but he's going to fight at this pace in round 12. Just missed with that whipping uppercut there, Scarf, as Esserman came in.
But the intention was there, and it's the right intention. It's the perfect shot as Echo lunges forward, leading with his chin.
Final 10 seconds in another competitive round, round 6. Scarf with a long right hand. Esserman nowhere to escape with his back to the ropes. Scarf again going long, there's the bell. And a good strong finish to the round again from Harry Scarf.
I'm not sure if those last 2 right hands didn't hurt or stunned Echo Esserman. Not hurt him.
Wait, he's wide open for the fucking right hand. Yeah. You're pissing about with it, man. Throw the thing, man. Understand? Come on. Double jab, we throw the right hand step in. We're working on this. Come on, you want to win this fight? Because at the minute, it looks like you're letting it slip at the minute. Understand? You know, but come on. Listen to what I'm trying to say to you. Yeah? Listen, we've got to go with this now. We've got to step it up again. Yeah, come on. Halfway. All right. What I'm saying to you is let's not leave it so we need.
Let's have a look at the action towards the end of the round. Those 2 long punches that Scarf was able to land. The first was a right, and then that left that just grazed Esserman's chin.
Corners, 10 seconds.
He's doing well, Scarf, to close that gap down, to close that ground, and he's basically stopping Echo's work for him.
That's the way that Steve Bunce has it. Scarf leading by 2 points. That's unofficial, of course, at this stage. Clifton Mitchell, between rounds, is urging his man to throw the right hand, double jab, throw the right hand, and he was quite aggressive in the message he was getting across. He said, look, we've got to put our foot down at this point and go for it.
You know, what Clifton was saying was, we've worked on this, now let your hands go, let them go. You know what you've got to do, and it is, if he pushes Echo back with the left and 2 rights, Echo is trapped, he can't work flex.
It's a fascinating fight. Another one on this stacked card in Manchester this evening. See Solomon Dakers against Michael Webster after this. Still got Liam Davis in the ring. Nick Ball against Isaac Dogbe. And it's all finished off tonight by Denzel Bentley fighting against Nathan Heaney. But this is another good one. Round 7 of 12 for the British, Commonwealth and IBF European titles between Echo Esserman and Harry Scarf. I think at this stage the onus here is on Esserman to just play his way back in a little bit, land a few more punches, maybe raise his tempo a bit more.
You know, maybe Echo needs to do what he did in a couple of earlier rounds. Jab his way in, take a second, and then let his hands go. At the moment, he's letting his hands go, and he's allowing himself to be picked up by Harry Scarf.
He's allowing the distance to be there for Scarf to work in.
And he can't give Scarf that distance. All the way through the fight, we've been talking about how Scarf has to keep him at that distance, and now we need to talk about how Echo has to close the distance.
Scarf looking confident in there, he's up on his toes. The distance is suiting him. There's the right uppercut that went arrowing through the guard of Esserman. Looks a good round this for Scarf, who picks off the champion again.
Scarf's starting to fancy it, Fletch. That right hand and that left hook. Those are shots that a very confident boxer throws. Not a guy who's against it and under pressure.
Minute to go in the 7th. Good round to this point for the challenger from Derby, Harry Scarf. Esserman needs to get close, he needs to get inside those long levers of Scarf. He's got to find a way to close the distance, which he was able to do in rounds 1 and round 2. To that point, those Scarf's just widen the distance, and he's working behind that jab and letting those whippy punches go.
Scarf's mobility as well that's causing Echo some problems. Is when he's going back, he's taking that walk, he's got his hands down, he's moving left to right. Echo's not sure where to concentrate his attack. Scarf's fighting a very smart fight.
It's going to be a stamina test, though, because they're throwing plenty of punches between them in there. Well, there's the bell, another good one. So later on the card tonight, we'll see Liam Davis in action, and he's backstage with Becky Ives. Smile, hasn't he? Got a lovely way about him, Liam Davis, but he's an assassin when he gets in the ring.
You know what? He's even more ruthless in the ring than you think he is. When you watch him up close, you see he means every punch he throws, Fletcher, whether he's doing you in the first or beating you on points.
Setting the build-up, he fancies an early night tonight, so we'll see whether he can deliver that. This one looks like it might go long. Between Echo Esserman and Harry Scarf into the 8th of 12. Esserman landing a left hand at the start of the round and then just falling short with that right hook.
Echo's still fighting like a man who believes he can pull it out, who believes he can find a punch, or believes his opponent will crumble. There's no panic in his work. He's still fighting like a champion who knows he's got a few rounds to go.
Esserman's ranked number 4 by the IBF, hoping to be closing in on a world title challenge, but for those dreams to become reality, he's got to find a way to win this one. Tonight he joined Kirkland Lang and Del Bryan as Nottingham boxers to win the Lonsdale belt outright as British welterweight champion, but he's got his work cut out here tonight against a very determined opponent with a lot of confidence in there in Harry Scarf, confidence that seems to grow with every round he gets through.
And when Scarf lets his hands go from distance, from a low position, holding his hands low, and lets those fluid punches go, Echo's got no answer to that. That's no answer whatsoever.
Better work by Esserman. He seems to do his work like that when he's close enough, but Scarf then with the power to get him away and out of range again with a solid shot.
Scarf matched him there in close and then forced him back with 2 other shots. That was good work from Scarf. We haven't seen that. We haven't seen that yet.
There was a theory coming in that the awkwardness of Scarf might be a problem. He's known as a bit of a spoiler. That's not necessarily always a negative thing, but the way he does go about it in there is posing problems for Echo Esserman that at the moment he's finding it difficult to solve.
It's the mobility that's causing Echo all the problems, Flex. It's not having a man in front of you, whether he's orthodox or southpaw. It's not having a man in front of you who's doing anything normal. Everything that he's doing, Scarf, is coming from left or right, and it's backed up by mobility and movement.
Inside the final 30 seconds of round number 8, quite around this one. Maybe one of them can just nick it towards the end.
He hit him there, Scarf, with 2 different combinations from 2 different sides of the ring. He hit him with 2 shots from this side, turned around and hit him with the same 2 shots from the other side. Harry Scarf's having a blinder.
I saw the look on your face and thought I'd better let you explain it.
Because that was just quite simply, Echo was stuck, waiting to let throw a shot. He hit him twice. Echo still waited. He turned 180 degrees and hit him with the same 2 shots. That's going some.
Same again. Step right.
There we go. Here it comes. Turned around and take that from that side. 180 degrees, 1.5 seconds, 2 right hands. That's going some, Fletch.
Win this next round. Got to win this next round, yeah? Win it.
Well, there's the British middleweight champion, Denzel Bentley, arriving for work in Manchester tonight. Up against the man from Stoke-on-Trent, Nathan Heaney. Bentley was so impressive in a challenge for the world title a couple of fights ago, and he's really looking to put the accelerator pedal down and make the most of his career. That's going to be some atmosphere tonight when those two make their way to the ring. So 4 to go in this one between the champion Echo Esserman and his challenger tonight, Harry Scarf. Nice little combination right at the start of the round there from Esserman that just had Scarf's head wobbling from side to side.
Eckerman does seem to have a good 30 or 40 seconds. I think he's just letting it slide after that. I could be wrong. Clifton Mitchell in the corner is either the biggest, honestly, is either the biggest conjurer ever, okay, or he genuinely thinks that his man's losing. We've got to win this round, he said. Well, hey-ho.
To be fair to Harry Scarf, when he tells him that, he tends to come out and respond.
So, Cliff, that's what it is. It's quite simple.
Yeah, maybe there's a bit of kidology to make sure that his man doesn't take his foot off the gas pedal, because as we've all said, if you followed Echo Esserman's career, he fights at a relentless pace from start to finish, and he'll still be bouncing around and throwing a lot of shots in the 11th round and the 12th round, and I think Clifton's just making sure that his man's got a bit of a cushion maybe going into that stage of the fight.
Well, I think he has got a cushion, I really do. I mean, sure, maybe 1 or 2 of those rounds are a bit closer, but I've got Scarf a good few rounds up.
Don't forget, it's the first time that Scarf's been in a 12-rounder tonight, so there is that element of the unknown in the later stages of this one, but he's done really well to this point, although this has been a better round for Esserman. He's been closer and he's been letting his hands go a lot more than he was.
So is that Echo putting extra pressure on, or is it Scarf having a breather? I've got a feeling it's Echo putting extra pressure on, I really have.
If that is the case, then it's another little twist in the plot potentially, and another little issue for Harry Scarf to solve.
As we go into the Echo rounds, folks, the Echo rounds.
Better from Esserman, just slipping that jab, and then when he does slip it, get inside that long reach and start to go to work.
And he's not done a lot of that. He's not done a lot. He's been eating the jab, eating the big loose right hands, or the big loose left hand from the southpaw stance. That was good. He even parried the jab and then countered.
Just missing with that long right hand that came in with a bit of power. That just whistled past the chin of Scarf from Esserman.
They felt that on the outskirts of Manchester, Fletch. They really did, I can tell you.
Been a much better round this though from Esserman, the kind of rounds that we saw very early in the fight when he started off at a nice pace, nice and sharp, nice and accurate before Scarf started to take over, but this has been more like it from Esserman in the ninth. Is this an Esserman round, Steve?
Oh, this is an Esserman round, Fletch. This is an Esserman round. Esserman indeed.
That's better. Lean back. Good.
Beautiful, Echo. Yeah? Now you show who's the champion. Round 10 coming.
This is what?
Show you why you've got these belts.
Level.
Yeah?
A smile at them when you're in there, yeah?
Show you why you've got these belts. Yeah? Enjoy it.
Yeah? This is you.
Train hard. Come here and enjoy. This is the enjoyment about it. Yeah?
Yeah, man.
Training's a hard work. This is the easy work. Yeah? Enjoy this. Yeah? Be good.
Enjoy it. Good.
Stay focused. Chop, bam, pop. Yeah, snap it this round. Snap it. Round 10, snap it. Yeah?
Steve, you could almost sense a bit of relief in the corner when they sat him down and said, that's more like it, that's what we want to see.
It's like they exhaled when he sat down. They're celebrating there, and it was an interesting line, I think, from Barrington Brown, and from the outside of the ropes, he said, smile at him, let him know you're enjoying it. Nice line.
That's the way Steve's got it, and there is a bit of work for Echo Esserman to do based on the way that Buncey's scoring the fight to this point, but they also said this is why you're the champion, these are your rounds. This tends to be where Esserman does his best work, and this is a real test of any man he's in there with, because he's got the stamina to finish strongly in situations like this. We saw it against Chris Congo, where he'd got to come from behind to get that majority victory, and he was able to do it. Too strong for Congo in the end.
And we've seen it before when Echo's come on strong, and it must be really soul-destroying for the opponents. Even if you've got a man 3 or 4 rounds up going into these last 4, you know Echo is coming. This is his 4-round fight, and that's what we're in the first round here. We're in the second round, rather, of the 4-round fight.
Yeah, this really is where Scarf's going to find out what he's made of. This is going to be a real test of Scarf's stamina. That's a great shot, though. What a right hand from Scarf. Stopped Esserman in his tracks. In fairness to the champion, he took it well.
Didn't phase him, but it stopped him. It was a great shot, but then he completely dominated him, threw Scarf off him.
Esserman landing a left hook in there, up on his toes. Scarf still seems like he's got plenty in him at this stage, halfway through the 10th. It's a better rhythm about Esserman, though, there was in the previous round. We're seeing it again here. He's back to the boxing, back to what he does well, finding ways to get inside the long reach and then working when he gets in there.
But still getting caught, It's been a magnificent performance from Scarf all the way through the fight. I think Scarf's fought tonight better than I imagined him to fight. I thought there might be a lot of ragged rounds. He's kept his composure, he's kept his skill set. And Echo, as you say, he's come on in this round, the last round and this round, but Scarf's still there, sticking to it, Fletch.
The first fight we saw tonight, that brilliant scrap between Zach Miller and Nathaniel Collins, was tight on the cards. It was a majority decision in the previous fight between Emma Kozin and Hannah Rankin, and this one could be tight as well between Echo Esserman and Harry Scarf. Just when you feel that Esserman might be taking over, Scarf finds a punch from somewhere, Steve.
It's a good fight, this, Fletch. I mean, this is a really competitive fight. But more than that, it's a brilliant series of tactics being played out by both fighters from both corners.
Esserman up on his toes, looking to dance around the ring and then pick his time to attack. Scarf with the left hand, Esserman with a good right through the guard.
It's Echo's movement that's caused Scarf the problem in the last minute or so of that round. We're set, Fletch. We're poised.
You need a bend round. Come on, you've got to win these 2 rounds. You don't win these 2 rounds, you don't win this fucking fight. I'm telling you that now. You understand? You're letting him fucking back in this thing. You understand? Listen to me. Win this next fucking round. Listen to me. Listen to me. Go out there and win this fucking round. Yeah? Come on.
Round 11 for me. Championship round. Yeah? 2 to go. That's all you got.
It's going to be like a giraffe here. You don't know what to do. It's going to be like a giraffe.
Clifton Mitchell still telling Harry Scarf with a bit of industrial language, which we apologise for, that he thinks he needs to win the last 2 rounds. The Esserman corner is, these are the championship rounds, this is where you do your work. I mean, there's concern in both corners. Steve's got Harry Scarf 2 points ahead, and I can tell you Richie Woodall's seeing it exactly the same as you.
It's always good to know that the King of Telford and myself are on the same page. How about in Frampton? Is he still awake?
I can't answer that. So this is round 11. And Harry Scarf's been sent out to win the last 2 rounds, whether that's just a ploy from Clifton Mitchell to make sure that he keeps the work rate high, whether it's to put the fear of God into him at this stage. Your scorecard would indicate that's not the case, and your scorecard tells us Esserman needs 2 big rounds, and he's caught there the champion by Scarf.
And what Scarf can't do, though, is go too wild. He's in front of Mudbooks through calculated, sensible boxing, not through being reckless and wild.
But he's being told by the corner, Steve, that he's behind.
I think that's slightly dangerous, because that means he could just go too wild, get caught, get picked up.
Well, he's gone toe-to-toe here. Maybe, if your scorecard's right, he doesn't need to.
It's unofficial, we should point out, my scorecard.
Yeah, absolutely, very unofficial.
Easy.
minute gone in round 11. We thought this was going to be a good night for boxing. It's turning out that way. Esserman got a body shot in there that just made Scarf take a breath.
And he's landed up saying another shot to the body. And Echo's smart enough, all the amateur experience, all those years on the GBs, he's got travelling the world, fighting in 30 different countries. If he senses he's hurting to the body, he's going to stick to the body, Fletch.
We would also make the point as well that some of the rounds that Steve scored in Scarf's favour were very close, and they could have been scored the other way by the judges. 3 judges for this one: Steve Gray, Victor Loughlin and Kevin Parker.
That Scarf at his best, using long reach, using a bit of mobility, not going straight forward and letting his hands go like a reckless lunatic.
I think one thing that's worth pointing out at this stage, there's been no issue whatsoever with Scarf's stamina, so maybe those 4-minute spar rounds have come in handy, because he's up against a man who always finishes a fight strongly, and he's still looking like he's full of fight in there, Harry Scarf.
Scarf has been as relentless as we expected Echo to be, and that's been a slight shock, but it's also been brilliant to watch.
Inside the final 30 seconds of the penultimate round. 2 men giving absolutely everything in there. So much on the line for both of them. A career-changing night, potentially, for Harry Scarf, and a fight that Esserman has to win if he wants to fight for a world title anytime soon.
Absolutely, Echo wants to get his name on a list for a big payday against the champion. Scarf wants to change his life by becoming the British champion.
Well, there's the bell, and he celebrates a little bit as he walks back to the corner. Harry Scarf, I think he knows he can sit down and look Clifton Mitchell in the eye and say, I did what you asked me to do.
He did what he asked, whether you give the first 2.5, 2 minutes to Echo.
Let's do it for them. Let's go.
Don't get frustrated with what you're holding in that. Don't need to, yeah? You're winning the fight. This is why you're holding your doing all that. Yo, have a word, you've got to get what's holding, man.
See, I think this is fascinating, Steve, because you and Richie Woodall have got Harry Scarf ahead. Clifton Mitchell in Scarf's corner is telling him he's behind and he's got to win the last 2. That's the way that you're seeing it. And in the Esserman corner, they're telling him he's got the lead. I mean, this is fascinating.
You know what's really interesting, looking at my scores there, is I've scored them in lumps. It's not been one man wins, one man loses, one man wins, one man loses. It's been areas when I've shaded it to one fighter.
Well, it might come down to 3 minutes for the British, Commonwealth and IBF European titles between the champion Echo Esserman and the challenger Harry Scarf. Maybe it's close enough that whoever wins this one wins the fight. We will soon find out. Scarf looking to get on the front foot and land shots early. He's looking to make the brighter start in the round.
Scarf there with 2 good left jabs and a good right cross. Absolutely good. He's doing what he was asked to do by his corner, Echo. He's smiling, but no good if you're getting hit with lefts and rights. I can't see how anybody can watch this fight and think that one of them is a clear winner, even if you've got him a couple of rounds up, like I think I have. He's not a clear winner. This has been grueling, hard, competitive, smart, clever and brilliant to watch from the first bell.
2 minutes to go. Both of them so tired in there, but both of them showing tremendous conditioning. For Scarf to match the pace of Esserman the way he has tonight in his first 12-rounder is quite a feat.
It's quite a feat, Fletcher, and he's pushing and putting the pressure on in this, the last round. And that's pressure, not just with his punches, he's physically wrestling a lot with Eckerman, and that's a hard task.
Halfway through the final round. Both of them falling short with jabs. Esserman looking to land on the inside. Might just have got an overhand right through onto the chin of Scarf there. In a round like this one that's relatively untidy, the better punchers like that might just nick it for you.
You can win a round with a right hand like Scarf landed there.
Absolutely. And the corner to aim right leapt into the air when he landed that shot. inside the final minute. Which way is it going to go? Scarf winning the exchange. He landed the last one on the way out. Then he sneaks an uppercut through. Might just be nicking this last round, Harry Scarf.
Just nicking the last round, Harry Scarf, with a bit of pressure. Echo showing signs that he's finally, after so many fights, is tiring in the 12th round.
Scarf continues to throw. Esserman looking for a punch that can turn around his way. Inside the final 30 seconds, everything on the line for the two of them. Scarf looks the stronger man in there at the minute, Steve.
Yeah, he's had a really good run from the start of this round. Echo is suddenly really tired, really drained. Understandable, Fletch.
There won't be a stoppage. Final 10 seconds. The Scarf corner celebrating to my right. They seem to sense that their man's done enough. There's the final bell. Both of them celebrate. Both think they've won it. Clifton Mitchell raises his man high into the air. And we will go to the judges, Steve Gray, Victor Loughlin and Kevin Parker, to tell us who's won this fight. 12 good rounds for the British Commonwealth and IBF European title. I think, Steve, you've given it to Harry Scarf.
I've got Harry Scarf a winner there, and I don't want it to be wide. I think Harry Scarf has won that. I don't want it to be. I don't mind if it goes by a split decision to Echo. I just don't want it to be wide. We had a bad decision, a bad score in the previous fight, and 8-2 in rounds, which was never that. That's a hard, tight fight, Fletch.
Steve, be honest, that's the way you've got it. 1-1-5, 1-1-3 to Harry Scarf. But was he better than you were expecting?
Much better than I expected. There was no mobility in those middle 4 or 5 rounds that threw Echo Esserman. He couldn't just move forward, step forward and let his shots go. When he did that, he was picked up with a variety of loose shots. Great corner work by Clifton Mitchell when he was talking all the way through the fight. That was a good, it was a terrific fight.
There's a lot of tension in there, as you can imagine, because it's been very tense and fractious in the build-up, and now we're waiting for the judges' scores to be collected. Thomas Treiber is going to tell us who's won it when he gets those all-important scorecards. But you can imagine what it feels like in there, based on how tense it was at the weigh-in yesterday. Some of the things that have been said by both camps, they're still having their say with each other in there, probably both making a case for why they've won the fight. And all we can do is wait.
All we can do is wait. I've got a feeling, knowing both camps like I do, that they both genuinely believe they've won. I think they both genuinely believe they won. But I also think they both genuinely believe, as we heard at 11-12, that it's tight.
Steve, OK, let's find out who's won it. Thomas Treiber.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Steve Gray scores it 116-113. Judge Victor Loughlin scores it 117-112. And Judge Kevin Parker scores it 115-113. All in favor of your winner by unanimous decision. And new British Commonwealth and IBF European welterweight champion, Horrible Harry Scarf.
Cue the celebrations and just look at their faces. It's the biggest win and the biggest night of Harry Scarf's career. He's British and Commonwealth welterweight champion, and he's taken the IBF European title back to Derby with him as well. Echo Esserman loses for the first time as a professional, but this night belongs to the new champion.
It does belong to the new champion, and one of those scores, Kevin Parker, was identical to mine. He deserved the victory, he deserved the win. If Echo had got it, there wouldn't have been a complaint.